Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dark Souls. We're in Londo and everything's been decided. We're gonna go and, well, appreciate some art. Oh hey, look, and we have a friend with us. Let's go for the Dragon Crest shield. Only for the simple fact that, well, he will still spit fire. He's hitting a bit harder than what I remember, but that's okay. You can still chop off their tail, which kind of surprised that either I'm not hitting it properly in the right spot, or since I already have the axe, it's not registering. Oh no, there we go. It just takes a little bit more. It's extremely dumb to even do that. Oh, right, we got the Gargoyle helm, but the problem being is that, if I remember correctly, the Gargoyle helm is now completely useless. Let's give a quick look at our Elite Knight. It's about as good as the standard helm. Maybe, let's give that a quick look. Or my computer can... Oh, never mind. Alright, for a second there, thought my computer froze up. Actually, I think it might even be better than the Elite Knight. It's pretty much like it. And as you can see, the only way across is... well, we don't have a way across. We got another Demon Titanite. And that only works for a few different weapons. Mostly it's Twinkling Titanite that we always need. Alright, so let's climb this buttress, and we'll continue on our path to great art. And of course we have the art curators. They don't like us very much. This is probably one of the most hated parts of the game. Well, Londo in general is extremely hated, but this constant tightrope walking that we have to do doesn't help matters any either. It's best to just play it safe, unless this happens. Sometimes you just can't do anything about that. Looking back, I really should go and change my fireball to combustion. Next time we're at a bonfire, I'll do that. There we go. It was a little bit better than what I was initially hoping for. Ooh! The Guardian's Sword. It's not particularly the best weapon, but it's a fun little weapon that we can use. After we're done, of course, doing our best impression of a tightrope walker. There we go. It was a shame that that even happened initially. Let's cut this chain. We don't really need... Well, we don't really need that spell for anything, but it is part of Londo, and we don't really want to come back through this place. At least, not as much as possible. If anything else fails, as long as you have your wolf's ring, just tank the shots. Not even worth it. Speaking of other things not really worth it, might as well. That was a little too close for comfort. I mean, divine blessings are great and all that, but they're just so few and far between. Now we're at the top of all that mess, and we get to see what our ultimate goal is. And Londo is a pretty huge place. What I'm going to do is I'll move this over to the side one more time. We have a little hanger-on here. kill this gargoyle. And again, we can get, well, the tail axe from him. I was wondering why I wasn't blocking that fully, and, well, it was still stuck on the two-handed. I guess you can only get it from one of the two here. Ooh, but we got his halberd and his shield. That's kind of disappointing, though. I really wanted that tail. Just like with, well, the Ito and the rapier, it has a dex requirement of 20. Does some pretty good moves. It doesn't have a kick anymore. It's instead a slash and a back flip, but the range on this thing is pretty minuscule. The halberd is actually a pretty awesome weapon if you can get it from the get-go. It does suffer the same flaws of, well, you needing to hit something or hit somebody in order for you to not stagger. But the attack patterning to it is really good. Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. That boosts, well, miracles, and if we had faith, we would totally be using that, but we don't. I should really go and manage my weapons. In fact, I'm gonna go and do that after setting up this bonfire and setting up my miracles. Alrighty, let's go and admire some art, shall we? We're not in human form yet. I really should have done that. It's not going to be too much of a deal. Again, we gotta go and take care of all the curators here. Just for, well, the fact that, you know, they don't appreciate art lovers. He all of a sudden doesn't have a weapon. Not sure why. sort of half expecting the throwing knife to be in our inventory. No matter. The painting guardians are pretty much the worst once they come in more than packs of 2. Positive side though is that though they really always want to go and try throwing, well, their throwing knives at you, you can generally just get behind any. Oh, I call shenanigans on that one. Yeah, but you can get behind any pillar and they'll pretty much always want to come up and speak words with you. The problem with the painting guards trying to parry them is, well, their attacks are pretty hard to gauge because of how fast they attack. Sadly, at this point... Oh yeah, by the way, they can backstab. At this point, it's almost best to always turtle with them. My jumping attack beats yours. And your roll, too. Another Guardian Sword. Not bad. Ah, great magic weapon. Again, another upgrade for sorcery. Most sorcery can be found in the world, while pyromancy tends to be less so on that case. Well, it seems this is the body of Tarkus, or what's left of it. We have his black iron set going. And now with the painting guardians gone, we can admire some art. And now we're at the painted world. It's relatively small. I mean, though it's small, it's extremely compact. There's almost nothing that isn't used to its best of ability here. And considering how compact it is, it's considered probably the hardest part of the game. I mean, this is one of, just because of the sheer amount of things that it kind of throws at you, especially the enemies as well. Let's go and regain our humanity. We're met back with our friends the Dredgelings. Luckily our Black Knight sword still does a good amount of damage. Well, we have hanging bodies all over the place. Sound generally alerts, well, everyone, if we can. You can't tell me that using that ability is not awesome. The painted world is extremely dangerous. Even the dredgelings. And it's just, yeah, it's never fun, especially once we pick up this Proud Knight's soul and there you are. I knew you'd come here for me. The harpies are some of the most obnoxious. And then we got that. You know what? We're gonna call it here for right now. I'll see you guys in the next episode of Dark Souls.